today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how I invested $7,000 in stocks and how I grew that into $100,000. So if you're looking to know in the ups and downs of how to invest and how you need to prepare yourself in order for you to become a better investor in stocks, then stay tuned to the entire video and I'll show you exactly what I'm doing so that you can also get the same results or experience. What made me get into stocks was that I was working a 9-to-5 job and I would work a lot to be able to make money, and I couldn't give any more hours away to work just because I had maximized everything, right? I started off with one job and then had two jobs, and there's only so many hours you can work in, right? So what I wanted to do was, instead of giving away my hours to get money, I wanted to invest my money and get that to get me more money. So what I started doing is I started learning about stocks, because I knew that if I invested and if the company grows, I'm able to make money. So that's how I started to get into stocks. While I was working a 9-to-5 job, I wanted a side income and I couldn't give any more hours. So I had no choice, but I had to find a way to get money passively. First stock that I purchased was a Facebook stock. And the reason I purchased a Facebook stock was because I went to the bank and I was trying to find out, where to invest money. And I was speaking to this person who told me, come into my room, I'll show you, what we can do for you. And I was like, okay. And then he opened up his screen and he told me, if you give me $10,000, I can help you make, an extra 15 over the next 15 years, which is, really bad. But he showed me his screen, and on the screen, I saw two stocks. I saw Facebook, right, was one of them. What I did is I didn't give him the money. I didn't even have the money at that time, but I went home and I was like, okay, from the list he has Facebook, so let me give it a try. So I took $100 USD, bought my first stock, right? It was scary, but I did it just to get, an understanding how it works. I bought my first stock, I got a bit more confident, and then I bought my second stock, which was Apple. It was also $100 at that time. So those were the two stocks. So I just got into stocks with just $200. And yeah, so once I got the hang of it, how to buy, then I wanted to get the hang of it, how to sell. So yeah, so I just did a couple of transactions just to get familiar with the environment, how it works, and so I don't lose a lot of money, and I know exactly what I'm doing. So just like driving a car, you just start off slow, you look at all the things in the car, and then you test out the brake, the accelerator, you get to understand the environment, and then you can finally start driving. My first stock was Facebook, and it went actually really bad. Someone who made $100, it took me such a long time to be able to make that $100, right? I had to work, you go to work, you have to work, and then I have to come back. So there's a lot of traffic you have to get into, and then you have to deal with a lot of customers, and so it was a headache to be able to make that $100. And once I invested it into Facebook, the stock actually dropped, and I lost $20. And I was thinking at that time, I'm working so hard at this job, I got money, I invested it, and now I just lost $20. What was the point of this? Right? And it was really hard for me to accept that at that time, because all I wanted was more money. I didn't want to lose anything. So it was really hard, for me to accept that, that loss. And I was like, okay, maybe I just need to understand this a bit more and give it more time. So, but I still got the courage. I was like, okay, the Facebook isn't working. Let me try another stock. And that's how I purchased my second stock, which Apple, which actually did better. And that got me more confident to continue investing and doing more. But yeah, the first one, it hurt, but it got better once I purchased my second one. Okay, so my understanding, or the way I started investing, was there's a lot of stocks out there and I don't know which ones to invest in. So what I end up doing is I start investing in things that I was already familiar with. So I was using Facebook, so I invested in Facebook. I didn't have I've used an iPhone before, so I bought Apple. And I was hearing a lot of stuff about Tesla, and I knew it was a really cool concept, going from gas to electric. So I bought a Tesla stock as well. And at that time, Tesla was a terrible stock to look at, because it had a lot of highs and it had a lot of lows. So it was just really hard as a new investor to be able to buy a stock like that and just not feel like throwing up. Because some days it would be 300, some days it would be 150. It was a roller coaster, right? So So yeah, those were like my first couple of stocks I purchased. And then I bought, some generic ones as well. Like I bought, one from Google, and then I bought one from Amazon. I just wanted to get an idea because, when you first start investing, like you get the idea that you should diversify. So that's what I was doing first. I was diversifying on all these different stocks. And I was trying to understand, hey, should I buy, stocks that are high value, like Amazon is $1,000, and then Apple is 100. So I was trying to understand which ones to buy and which one would make me profitable. In the beginning, I had purchased a lot of stocks to understand how it works, but the most money that I've made was not from purchasing like 20 stocks. It's only been like from like 5 stocks. So currently in my portfolio, in one of my accounts, I only have 4 stocks right now. Only have 4 stocks, that's it. So in my second account, the one that made me the $100,000, that was my Tesla stock. I purchased it for $7,000, and it was really hard to get that money. It was kind of like impossible for me to save that. It was so hard for me to do it. But I figured out a way how to do it. I finally made it. And then from there, I invested it all into Tesla, $7,000. And then once it grew, I was able to make my $100,000. So it was just from one stock. It wasn't 20. I realized that you don't need to be an expert, a huge expert to like understand, all these different companies and how they work. You just need one good stock that can really change your life. So right now, like I'm not investing, I'm not buying more Tesla stocks right now. If you wanted to start off, yeah, there are like beginner stocks you can buy that are maybe lower price and then are not moving as much. So yeah, if I was starting again, I would probably buy something I'm very familiar with, like, Apple or Facebook again. And in my current portfolio, just to give you like an idea what I currently have, I have a Tesla stock and I have a NIO stock, and that's one of my accounts. So for one of my accounts, those are the only 2 stocks I have, and they're both electric cars. That's what I currently have. So if you're just starting to invest and you're scared, what I would recommend is start off with a very small stock, right? So that way, if you do invest in it, it doesn't affect your lifestyle, right? Like if you lose $100, like it's not going to be the end of the world. So I would advise you to, start off small. Don't try to, go out really big. Start off with a really small budget, $100, $50 even, $20 you can buy a stock, right? So start off really small. Start off with a company that you're already familiar with, something that you're already using to get started or get into the stock market. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video. Had a really fun time explaining to you guys, how I made my first 100,000 with stocks passively. I, was working a lot and I didn't have time. So this was a good strategy to help me make my first 100,000, and it completely changed my life, completely changed my mindset. I was hooked once I made that money, and I know I wanted to do more. So that's all it takes, really, just understanding, what you're doing, and then getting comfortable and then being able to repeat that. So if you guys are interested in learning more about finance and investing, I talk a lot about these videos in my channel, so make sure to subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about, my stocks or how I invest or any strategies you'd like to know more about, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer all of them. And if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a like and share it also with a friend, who is interested in investing in stock. And that's it for this video, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.